welcome back to my channel. What are you looking at?
No, I was smiling.
It didn't look like you were smiling. It looked like you were just like, so today we are doing another getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! If you don't know what that is, go watch my first video. I'll probably have some thingy here for it. Essentially, I am rebuilding some of my old favorite decks. And today we are doing Speedroids, because I love Speedroids, but also because in my first video I promised that we'd be doing some duels against each other, and he wanted to build competitive fan rights.
Yes.
And I wanted to build Cosmos, and Cosmos wouldn't hold up against that deck very well, so we're gonna do Speedroids instead.
Cosmos should be next though, because I found the two cards, the two big cards you were missing.
I love Cosmos so much.
So hopefully she can do that one next, because she kept telling me, she's like, you took the E-Tellies. I found two extra E-Tellies. Just one was in the binder, almost next to Cosmos.
I'm lazy. I don't like looking at stuff. So anyways, we're going to be building Speedroids. It took 3 weeks for the cards to get here, and I'm beyond ready to build this deck. However, somebody,
me,
already, like, I woke up in the middle of the night or something, and I was like, what's that noise? And I went out into the kitchen, which is literally right behind that. You can't see it. And I was like, what are you doing? And he was building Speedroids without me. I bought all the cards! So we took it apart, but he did play test. It was Ultrageist versus Ultrageist versus Ultrageist.
Ultrageist 3 times in a row. It wasn't play testing, this was locals. I played.
Yeah, he played at locals to play test the deck, and he beat Ultrageist three times in a row.
Our good buddy Gara and Little Sheep.
But that doesn't really give us I don't know.
Yeah.
Doesn't really make us understand if this deck is actually good or not. It just means you can win locals.
Beat Ultrageist 3 times.
So we're going to read off, I think we have like 7, 8 new
7
cards.
or 8 new cards.
Something like that. We're going to read those cards just in case you guys don't know what they do. Also because I don't know what they do. It's been a few months since I've read them. And then we're going to build Speedroids. So I hope you enjoy that. Let's get into it. Bye! Alrighty, so we're going to have to move our favorite friend, Nubbins, but before I move him, I want to let you know that I've been putting off telling you guys a huge secret for a while. We do have Nubbins merch, but it is in the link in the Invoked 101 channel for his Teespring, because I was lazy. I didn't want to make a Teespring of my own. I should link that down below, as well as a way for you to make custom sleeves and custom mats doing your playmat. I have a 10% off discount that should be automatically put in with the link if you click it down below. I also have an Instagram and some other stuff that you should totally check out, especially because I post so many updates about this channel on Instagram, so go follow me. And toodles! Alrighty, so first up, want to show?
Oh, yeah, I'll show.
We do have these as our beautiful new cards. You gotta get in a little closer.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful new cards, and we're going to really quickly read them off to you guys so that you know what they do and so that I know what they do. We're starting with Speedroid Wheel. Speedroid Wheel says, discard 1 card, roll a 6-sided die, then special summon from your hand and or deck 1 or 2 Speedroid monsters whose total levels equal the result but negate their effects. If you do not special summon, you lose life points equal to the results times 500. You can only activate 1 Speedroid Wheel per turn. This is definitely a gambling card.
Oh, it's so good. That card is amazing.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's really good. So
I'm gonna zoom in a little so you guys can actually check these out.
You know, just talking a little bit about Speedroids, one of the big reasons that we don't necessarily have a problem with discarding is because of Den Den Daiko Duke. He lets because once he's in graveyard, he is a reborn for a tuner. So he's really the best in the grave. So that's not too terrible. The only bad part about this is that it negates their effects. Alright, I have Speedroid Duplicate. This is their new trap card. It says banish a wind monster from the graveyard, then target 1 card your opponent controls and return it to the hand. During your main phase, if this card's in your graveyard, you can target a level 2 or higher Speedroid monster you control, reduce its level by 1, and if you do, special summon this card as a normal monster, machine, tuner, win level 1/0/0. This card is not treated as a trap. You can only use this effect once per duel.
You're so much better at reading than I am.
I'm just, my teacher says I have a 5th grade reading level, So, anyway, this card is really cool. It's really interesting because, like, the fact it comes back as, like, a tuner. It's a Speedroid card, like, which is the first time, other than Speedroid Wheel, these are the first spells and traps we've gotten that have Speedroid in their name, which is really, really nice, especially because of another card that Mio's going to read later on. But yeah, Duplicate is definitely a nice addition to the deck.
Alrighty, so read this, because all I can understand is Piper.
Speedroid Fukimadoshi Piper.
Yep, I'm just going to call him Piper.
Barely know.
So many words! Can we just talk about how much like text has been important to Yu-Gi-Oh in the past like 3 years? They've just gotten like longer and longer. Like cubics. First time I ever heard of cubics, I just couldn't read them. Alrighty, so this is a machine tuner effect monster. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can excavate cards from the top of your deck equal to the number of other wind monsters you control. Add 1 excavated card to your hand. Also place the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 level 3 or higher wind monster you control. Reduce its level by 2. You can only use each effect of Speedroid Piper once per turn. Sorry, I blinded you guys for a little bit there.
This card is also really good.
just every single card. This card is really good.
Okay, so Duplicate isn't really good. Duplicate's just good. This card, so you summon this off Attack Tomberg, and you just get a pot of duality, essentially, built into your guy. On top of that, he's a level 4 tuner.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah, so you can go straight, like, now you can go straight into Kite Drake with a lot of different stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, this is really nice. And I actually did use this to go right into Kite Drake.
And he's cute.
He is pretty handsome. He's like a little Robin Hood boy. Alright. I have Speedroid Bork.
Ultra Hound.
Speedroid Ultra Hound. Level 3 wind. Non-tuner machine. Really nice that we got another level 3 non-tuner. Anyway, his effect is when this card is normal summoned, you can send 1 Speedroid card from your deck to the graveyard. During your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target a Speedroid monster in your graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, and if you do, special summon a Speedroid Synchro monster from your extra deck with the same level, but a different name, but negate its effects. You can only use this effect of Speedroid Ultra Hound once per turn.
I remember when this card was revealed and there was like no text revealed for it yet, it was just the picture. I made a really goofy meme about when people drop evenly matched on you.
It's like,
it's like after you finally do full Speedroid combo, evenly match.
Yeah, because we didn't know Crystal Clearwing was coming out.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we didn't.
I think this was the first one revealed, and then this one was revealed.
No, he was one of the last ones.
I remember they showed a picture of him.
Him and Cork were the last ones.
Maybe I'm just misremembering.
It was him, and then it was Crystal Clear. We got the picture for him, and then we got Crystal Clear. But yeah, he's nice.
Now we're on to all the extra deck stuff.
Oh, there's Cork.
Yeah, we're going to start with High Speedroid Cork Shooter. I remember they actually changed the art of this one, I think. Or the name. It was
Cork Blaster.
Yeah.
So it's Cork Shooter now.
I don't mind the name change. This is one of the few TCG censored cards that I was like, okay, this censored card isn't too bad. Like, you still get the idea of what it is. They didn't actually change it at all.
Yeah, it's a pop gun.
So this is a machine synchro tuner effect monster. It takes 1 tuner and 1 plus non-tuner monsters. If this card is synchro summoned, you can activate one of these effects. First effect is add 1 Speedroid spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Second effect is if all materials that were used for the synchro summon of this card were Speedroid monsters, and all are in your graveyard, special summon all of them. Oh, jeez. You cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this effect, except wind monsters, which isn't a problem at all, and you can only use this effect once per turn. It does say his name. You can only use the effect of High Speedroid Cork Shooter once per turn.
It's almost like everything is wind in Speedroids or something.
Right? So like it doesn't actually lock you into anything at all. But
nothing that you weren't already doing.
It's a little crazy.
Oh yeah, I love him. He's great. He's fantastic.
Did you go into him? Like,
Yes.
I feel like I only saw you go into him once, but
I went into him at least 3 to 4 times, but a couple times he was negated.
Okay.
So, but yes, he is very insane. He's really good. I guess I'll do the other high speedroid that we got, which is high speedroid Clearwing Rider. This is a level 11 wind synchro machine. And his effect, he needs a wind tuner and 1+ non-tuner wind synchros to summon him. Once per turn during your main phase, you can roll a 6-sided die and shuffle wind monsters from your graveyard into your deck up to the result. Then you can destroy cards your opponent controls up to the number shuffled, and if you do, this card gains 500 attack for each card destroyed by this effect, until the end of this turn. During your opponent's main phase, quick effect, tribute this synchro summon card, special summon 2 level 7 wind synchro monsters with different names from each other from your extra deck. This card has 35 2000.
So what I actually really enjoy about like the new cards that came out, something that I didn't know about until maybe a year or so after I've started playing Speedroids, was the fact that a lot of the older Speedroids that nobody ever played dealt with die rolls or excavating cards or something. Something about it was actually like playing as if you were kind of, gambling, which technically Yu-Gi-Oh kind of already is. But I really enjoy that they made these new cards like inherit those past effects in a new way that makes this deck somehow stronger and better than it was before, and it also gives the deck the ability to play those older cards too. Because there has been like a few builds where people have brought back older cards that nobody ever cared about before. They were sitting in bulk tins for years.
Oh yeah.
But I do like that they've brought back like old Speedroids with new effects. That's pretty cool.
Something I also really like about this card, because this obviously isn't like your standard boss monster. This is very much in the vein of, and this is kind of what I like about the way Speedroid interacts with the Synchro Dragons. Turn 1 and 2, you're really setting up the Crystal Wings, Clear Wings. When you get into the game, that's when you summon Kite Drake to nuke the board. And I will say, when you put this on the board, like when I synchro summoned into this, because I had my back against the wall really when I was playing against Altergeist and I summoned this. Every time I summoned this, it felt like a protagonist moment. Like it was really, because you summon this big synchro and you're like, I just need a good roll. I just need a good roll. And then you get that roll and it feels so good.
I remember when the artwork was released for this, and some people didn't like it at all, and other people were all for it because, it's an anime reference and everything like that. And I remember just looking at it and I was like, this is strange, but it's kind of neat.
It's Yugioh's motorcycle.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool in my opinion, but to be fair, like, I understand why people didn't really like it because it does stand out a lot from the other artworks of the cards. But anyways, we'll move on.
Yeah.
To Crystal Clearwing Synchro Dragon. So this was a huge reveal for a lot of people. It is 3025.
Boo.
Dragon Synchro effect. It takes 1 tuner Synchro monster and 1 non-tuner Clearwing monster. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect, except during damage step, quick effect, you can activate this effect until the end of this turn. This face-up card is unaffected by the activated effects of your opponent's monsters. Also, this card gains attack equal to that opponent's monster's original attack. Once per turn, when a spell or trap card or effect is activated, quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. If this synchro summoned card you control is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card, you can add 1 wind monster from your deck to your hand. A little wordy, but its effects are pretty clear.
Yeah. He upsets me.
Oh yeah, how so?
So he upsets me for a number of reasons, and it's really kind of petty stuff. So first of all, and it's all because of what he requires to summon him. He needs a tuner synchro, and he needs a Clearwing synchro monster. So he's pretty specific on what he needs. He's level 10, He only has the same stats as Crystal Wing.
Yeah, I was a little upset about that too. I was like,
Yeah.
he's bigger and a little harder to summon. You'd think he'd be even just the tiniest bit bigger.
Yeah, like I would have been okay if he was like 32 or 33 or whatever. But then on top of that, he doesn't let you activate in damage. For all the effort that it takes to summon him, his monster protection doesn't activate in damage step. And I really feel like it should have. Especially considering that a Meluseek can out it, and I hate that. It's terrible.
Last synchro monster technically isn't a Speedroid, but
it's a wind synchro. It counts.
it's an honorary Speedroid.
Anything that's wind and synchro focused counts. This is Baron de Fleur. I pulled this card for free. And it felt good.
Flex a little.
Yeah. So it's a level 10 wind synchro. Needs a tuner and 1+ non-tuner. 3,024. So instantly way more generic than the other guy. And it says, once per turn, you can target a card on the field, destroy it. Once while this card is face up on the field, when a card or effect is activated, quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. You can only use the previous effects of Baron de Fleur once per turn. Once during the standby phase, you can target a level 9 or lower monster in your graveyard, return this card to the extra deck, and if you do, special summon that monster. This is really nice for reviving Crystal Wings, I will say.
Alright. Now that we've got that all finished with, we will get on with building our Speedroid deck. Are you excited?
I am.
I'm excited. Alrighty, so this is what he believes used to be his most recent build of Speedroids. He says that he didn't deck profile it with the Tengus, but he thinks he was playing them.
I remember it because I playtested against James one day.
Okay.
When we got the I got something for it.
Well, this is a 41 card deck right now, and we have, this is just main deck stuff right now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 potential cards to add because these are the ratios that we bought them at. So that's 8 slots, possibly 9 if you want to do a straight 40, or possibly 7 if you want to do 42. That we need to change.
This is 42. I
thought this was 41.
No, we counted it out. 41 is at the Tengu, so this should be 42. I think. With the 3 Tengus, I think it's 42.
I'm pretty sure it's 41, but who cares?
It doesn't. This doesn't matter.
Whatever it is, it's in the ratios of the number of cards that we like.
Yeah.
So normally I would talk with him about like what I think should be taken out and what he thinks should be taken out, especially because I'm going to be the one building this or playing this. Sorry. But he already decided what he wants, and I'm sorry about the glare that's over here. It's just because our lamp is right above.
It is a Speedroid marble machine.
There are actually some things that I kind of disagree with, but I haven't played this newer build, so perhaps he's more knowledgeable about it than I am. So take out what you originally took out.
So I cut the Tengus because they just didn't have a place anymore. I cut those. Those were the easiest ones to get rid of. Same with the one of Tetherwolf. And you could keep playing that if you really wanted to. I just didn't care for it. I also cut the Hasties. And I cut those for 2 other cards that I'll talk about later. And then, let me look. What else did I get rid of? Oh, I got rid of the Speed Lifts.
Yeah, and you had removed one horse stilts. But I actually think that 2 horse stilts is preferable, or at least citing the spare one, but that's just me personally.
Yeah.
For all I know, you're a genius and only one is needed.
I only played the one because like if you open it, that's fine. It's not like Yo-Yo where you need it to extend through your combo.
We're gonna move this less glare.
So that looks correct to me. And there was a moment where I cut both copies of Horse Stilts, but I did some testing and I found that one was 100% necessary.
Terrible. So right now we have 3 Marble Machine, 3 card Turbo, because I mean it's pretty obvious why we're playing 3. 2 Red Eye Dice, 2 Tectomberg, 3 Denden Daiku Duke, 2 Double Yo-Yo, 1 Terror Top, 1 Plane, 1 Horse Stilts, 3 Ash Blossom, pretty obvious, 3 Win, once again very obvious, 1 Called By, sadly because there's only 1 available, 1 Monster Reborn, 3 Recovery, which is just 4 Monster Reborn in total, and 3 Infinite Impermanence, which could be Veilers if you are a little more budget.
do be wary. Valor does conflict with Wind the Wind Chandler. So you are correct. There is a monster that you could play instead, and it was just reprinted in the Megatins. It is the Ghost Mourner. She is a wind. She is a wind version of Effect Valor.
I don't think we own any of her.
We don't. I am looking for some.
Alrighty, so we have 2 traps to add, which in total we took out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 cards in total, and look, we just happen to have 8 cards that need to go in. Wow.
Oh, that's not 41.
How convenient is that? So, we replaced essentially the spell cards with Duplicate, and then...
So much better.
Yeah, and then we, the Tengus with Wheel.
Which, Wheel, for all intents and purposes, is just an insanely better speed lift. It's a double E-tally. It's so good.
Actually, I'm going to move these.
Alright, to be next to Speed Recovery?
Yeah, so that they can be Speedroids next to Speedroids.
That's a speed, not a Speedroid.
Shh. It's okay. It's fine. And then we have 1 replacement for monsters that we took out, and another 2 replacement for another slot of monsters that we took out. So this is a little more spell and trap heavy than the original build.
This is more spell and trap heavy than Speedroids have been in a long time.
So this is actually a 40 card even build, but I know that he prefers somewhere between 41 to 42, but it's been a long time since he had a 40 card even build.
It is.
And you want to know why? We forgot to add in his tactics.
I played tactics at locals.
What was it that you were asking me? It was between tactics and another card.
Crossout.
Crossout.
I also have a pair of crossouts, so it was either going to be 43 with 2 crossouts and a Nibiru, or 2 tactics, and I opted for the 2 tactics, which...
Well, the only reason I suggested doing with tactics instead of the other card, crossout, was because realistically, if you're playing this exact build, unless you're going up against a mirror match, it won't really do much, because realistically the only card that you're probably going to send is maybe impermanence, but most likely it's just Ash Blossom, and that's really realistically only like 1 target, 3 at max if you do Cult by the Grave.
Yeah.
So I thought tactics would be better for extending plays after getting hit with like hand traps or just negates in general. It
did end up being the correct call.
So that was my little input into the deck.
Yes.
I did something to help. Alrighty, so this is the build which...
1 locals, yes.
Yes, which 1 local.
This is the deck that curb stomped Altergeist 3 times in a row.
And then, of course, as always, you can see a more in-depth deck profile on his channel when he eventually puts that up. But now we're going to move on to the extra deck, so let me pack this all up.
Alright.
Alrighty, so this was kind of the extra deck. This isn't technically fully correct, but this is some of the stuff that he has played before in his build. But this isn't necessarily his latest version of it, minus the things that we need to add in. Oh, I forgot to put him on the field.
That's alright. There he is. There's Metal Marcher.
Yeah. So, we have some beautiful boys. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that we can potentially add, but I wonder if maybe we won't add all of them. Who could possibly tell? Maybe.
Well, some of those Ghost Rares are dupes of some of the ones that are in here.
Yeah, so we actually have not that you can actually tell at all. I wonder what they are, and if they're all different. We have Clearwing Synchro Dragon right here, Crystal Wing Dragon, and Clear Crystal Wing.
My babies.
Yes.
My sweet dragon.
Maybe I can possibly get them. You can kind of see them.
You can see crystal clear there.
Alrighty. But we first have to take out some of the cards here. This one's obviously gone.
Yeah.
That one looks...
He's not great. And Shooter.
I wonder if we're going to take him out.
Alright, but yeah, so we'll... I'll talk a little bit about why you don't need another rubber band shooter. It's just... It's because Cork Shooter is really good. Cork is amazing. And speaking of Cork, because Cork is so good, we no longer need Marcher. And...
I actually saw you play Juju last time, I think.
Yeah, Juju's really good.
Yeah, I remember you brought it out, and the person across the table was like, "You gotta be kidding me."
Yeah, the person I summoned this against someone, and they're like, that has protection, but what is it? And I was like, it's as long as I have same type and attribute in my graveyard. And he's like, and everything. I was like, everything's either a dragon or a machine, and they're all wind. And he's like, oh. And I was like, yep. So it's protected. Kendama is good. I accept Kendama for who he is.
Oh my gosh.
But he's going in the side deck for time. And I think...
You never played Pegasus.
So you play Pegasus now because you can summon it off of Clearwing Rider. And also you banish it off of this, but also because he pops a card. He pops a piece of back row.
I was just gonna say, like, yeah. I've just hardly ever seen, because he's been in here for forever, and I never see you use him ever. So the reason we're playing a few more level 7s now is because of Clearwing Rider, but also because this guy does pop a piece of back row, and he also, whenever a wind monster on your field dies, he gets to destroy a card on the field from grave. You guys remember when Chambara was like the best? I still love Chambara. Chambara, you can come live with me. I used Chambara to beat Altergeist in one of the games. Alrighty, and then there should have been at least one more that we took out of here. And that is... No, I summoned Shen Shen. Shen Shen's really good. He's a macrocosmos. I think that's it. Really? Yeah. Because you're only adding like 3 guys. We have so many to add. Alright. So, of course, we need... Oh, okay. I was going to say shooter, but yeah. High Speed Rider. He's pretty big level. I'm not putting these where they're supposed to go. Yeah, High Speed Rider is really, really good. We will need at least 1 cork shooter. What if I put this one out? Would you have been upset at me? The one that's not sleeved. The one that's not sleeved. But yeah, cork shooter is insane because of the way that it is able to revive its materials. That's and then, of course, we need honorary Speedroid. Honorary Speedroid. The easy negate. Easy negate. All right, let's see. So we're at 14 right now. And that leaves just the boy. Big Chungo himself. So these obviously need to be readjusted for levels and stuff, but this is essentially what it is. I mean, these go in there technically. They just but that just replaces the Crystal Wing, the Clear Wing, and the Crystal. Yeah, I mean, but we can't really see them, so... Oh, I finally got to show it. There you go. So for the deck profile, I figured we would put in the actual ones. Yeah. This is solid. like no joke. This is a very solid extra deck. It's very toolboxy. Alrighty, so like I said, if you want to see this beautiful deck profile, you can go into Invoked 101. There should be a link down below, or you can not be lazy and actually look up Invoked 101 on YouTube. And then here are 3 cards that you can potentially side if you choose to, but the rest, get rid of them all. They are garbage. Burn them. Just kidding. Speed lift is pretty rough nowadays. I'll give you that. Okay, so this is, building Speedroids with Angel of Alchemy when she does nothing because he already did everything for her. I hope you enjoyed the video. Go check out the deck profile on his channel, and I'll see you. Do you mean the first place deck profile? Yeah, the first place Altergeist Beatdown Speedroid deck 2021. But I'll see you guys in the next video where hopefully I will beat Phantom Knights. Bye! Bye! And then you want your crystals and your Kite Drake. And then your Shen Shen. Because he's a 9. And then, no, that's an 11. 10. 10. 11. Counting with Angel of Alchemy. They all look the same. They just get past 8 and I just don't know what happens.